All right, boo-boos, buckle up. We're going to get into it. Buckle up, get a snack, sit down, put me on while you're making dinner, whatever it might be, because we got to talk about Vegas, okay? This was one of the craziest trips I've ever been on, and I need to share. I need to share my experiences because also my brain at this point can't remember a single thing that happened like 2 days ago. So I really need to hone in on, this entire weekend so I don't forget, okay? It's currently like 110 degrees in Phoenix and I can't turn my AC on or y'all are gonna have just that fan in the background and I know how annoying that is. So I'm really putting in the work for the people. So if I start sweating, it's because I can't use this AC for the next hour while I tell this story. So enough dilly-dallying, all right? I'm gonna get right into it, okay? I was in Vegas for 24, maybe 36 hours, all right? It was a very quick trip. We made like the gas station and it was a quick trip. So one of my girlfriends, Nadia, she was like, girl, my birthday's coming up. I don't know what to do. I don't really want to be in Arizona because it's like the same thing every weekend, which yes, she is correct. But I haven't gotten bored of it yet. So I was like, you know what? Let's do whatever you want to do, boo-boo. Like this is your birthday, blah, blah, blah. So the week of her birthday was on a Saturday. The Monday before, she texts me and she goes, how do you feel about going to Vegas this weekend? And I was like, baby cakes for you, I will do it. I will figure it out. We're going to make it happen. Throughout the week, she put me in a group chat with some girlies, and she was like, this is the Vegas trip. It was me, two of her other friends. There was like 4 girlies together. It was perfect. It was perfect. I really was going into Vegas with like very low standards. I was like, whatever, it's Vegas. We'll make a fun weekend out of it, you know? And so she put us in a group chat. She's like, this is the Vegas group. Her mom ended up like buying us a hotel for the night, which was so gotta love that woman. Gotta love that woman. So we were set. Also, I didn't have to drive. One of the other girlies was like, I will drive. I'll just Venmo for gas. And I was like, oh, perf. Because I know damn well my check engine light has been on for the past month and I have not. I've just been really looking past it, Like, I just choose to ignore the negative things in life. And that thing has really been holding me back. So I was kind of in the mindset of like, great, because my car, don't even know if it could make it to Vegas. So my friend Nadia was flying to Vegas on Friday because she wanted to see another DJ. Can't remember who it was, but she lives in Vegas. So she was going to stay at her house, watch a DJ set that Friday night, and then we were going to meet her on Saturday. So I had to be up Saturday morning at like 5 a.m. because me and the girlies were heading out around 6. We were going to start driving at 6. So Phoenix to Vegas is like 4.5, 5 hours. And so we wanted to leave pretty early because we had plans that day. It's Saturday. Like, we need to get to Vegas. We need to get these plans going. I'm the type of person where I can't pack the day, like days before a trip. It has to be the day of. I don't know why. I think it's just because my mood can change. I don't know if I want to wear a mini skirt and a cute top or do I want to wear a dress. It really depends on the day. So Saturday morning is the morning that we were leaving for Vegas, me and the other 2 girlies. And mind you, I don't really know them that well. Like, we are mutual friends, but we've never had that like intimate, like car conversation type of interaction. So I was like, I'm about to spend 4 hours in a car with these girlies. We'll see how it goes. It went great. But that morning, I get up at 5 a.m. I'm packing. I'm putting all my stuff in my luggage. And at 6 a.m., the girl who was driving texted me. She's like, hey, girlfriend, like, I'm on my way. I'll be there in like 15 minutes. I was like, Little did I know. So here's where my first mistake came in, all right? Whenever I leave for a trip, whether it's a day, 2 days, whatever, I usually take my garbage out because I cook with a lot of vegetables, and anytime you throw vegetables away and they just sit in the garbage, it smells like I like fart bombed my apartment, okay? Because rotted vegetables just surprisingly don't smell that good. So what did I do? I was like, I'm going to take my garbage out. They're almost here. Like, let me just go pop it right over into the little garbage bin. We'll be good. The way my apartment works is the way that I get in through my door, the way that I get into the building itself is I have a Bluetooth key connected to an app, okay? Now, this might be my fault a little bit. So they did tell us they were phasing this app out and that we should start using our key cards. So I went and got a key card a couple months back, but I never used it. I was like, I've got the app. I'm chilling. Like, I'm just going to keep using this. So I go to take the garbage out and I have my phone with me because I was like, I need to get back into my apartment to get all my stuff. I take the garbage out, come back to my apartment, and I open the app and the thing is glitching. It's glitching. I'm trying to sign in and it's like not letting me into the app. And I was like, what the hell? So I exit out of the app, re-sign in, and it's kept saying like error, 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 can't sign in. I was like, hello, like why can't I sign in? I went to my iPhone, my saved passwords, I input things manually, and it still kept saying error. So at this point, I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm standing outside my room. I'm like, why is my app not working? I can't unlock my door. And the girls text me and they're like, hey, girlfriend, we just showed up. We're here. And I was like, oh my God, fuck, what am I going to do? And so I texted them. I was like, okay, guys, don't panic. I did low-key get locked out of my apartment, but I'm figuring it out. So I'm like trying to refresh the app. Refresh. And they're like, you're fine. Take your time. We're just parked outside. So I was like, fuck, what do I do? I'm sitting there and I kind of explained what was happening to them. And one of the girls was like, why don't you just delete the app and re-download it? Because sometimes it has to like, there's like a bug in it. So if you like delete it and re-download it, it like fixes the situation. So I was like, good idea. But I delete the app that's connected to the key to get into my apartment. And then I go to the app store to re-download it. I'm scrolling. Yeah, the app no longer exists. When they phased it out, they really phased it out. So because I already had it downloaded before, I could use it. So the app can no longer be downloaded. So if you have it on your phone, you're like a 1 in a million. You've got that good. You've got that shit that nobody's on. So I go to the app store. I'm like, oh my God, the app isn't available. There is no app. The app disappeared. So I'm kind of panicking a little bit, but I'm like, chill. I'm like tapping my chest. I'm like, chill. Like, it'll all be good. I do remember the apartment sending an email out a while back being like, if you get locked out of your apartment, here's the emergency maintenance number. The thing is, if you get locked out and have to contact the emergency maintenance, it's a $50 fee for them to come open your door. I was like, you know what? We're going to Vegas. I'm going to just eat this fee, whatever. Hopefully this maintenance answers. So I go to my email and I find the emergency maintenance number and I'm like, oh, thank God. So I call him and I'm like, please pick up. It rings. 1 ring, nothing. 2 rings, nothing. I'm like, oh God, I'm not going to Vegas. I literally was planning in my head. I was like, I'm telling these girls, you guys go without me. So sorry. Like, I don't want to ruin their weekend. So you guys do your thing. 3 rings. Emergency maintenance. Oh, my heart was fluttering. I was like, hi, I am so sorry. I got locked out of my apartment this morning. Is there any way that you can let me in? I thought this man lived off property, that he was going to have to drive here. I was like, this is going to take forever. He's like, yeah, what apartment do you live in? I was like, oh, I told him my apartment number. He goes, I'll be right up. Thank God. So I'm standing there like, oh, thank God. I tell the girls, I'm like, the maintenance is on his way. I'm going to get into my room. And I'm standing there and I hear the elevator like ding and somebody walks in, but it was just another resident. And he's like walking, he's got like his pajama shorts on, his hair's all messy. He just woke up and I like moved out of the way for him to walk by me. He was the emergency maintenance. He walked right up to my room, tapped his phone onto my door, opened the door. And I was like, oh my God, you're the emergency maintenance? He's like, yeah, you're all good. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like, I literally wanted to like give him a cookie or a hug or a kiss or something. So I was like, dude, you don't know. You really just like saved my ass right there. And I didn't even realize I've seen him before. Like, he lives in this apartment. He's just a resident. Also, he literally looks like a 17-year-old. I was like, how are you the emergency mate? Like, he literally was in his like pajama shorts. I fully woke him up. I was like, I'm so sorry, Gary. I'm so sorry. So he opens my door. I was like, thank you, sir. So I get into my room and I was like, I grabbed my luggage. I grabbed my hydro flask. I grabbed my key and I said, let's go to Vegas, bitch. Let's go to Vegas. So I go downstairs. I see the girls. We're all like, they got me a coffee beforehand. So I was like, this is going to be good. This is going to be fun. We got to Vegas in a split second. I swear to God, I fell asleep a little bit. I was knocking out in the back. I was like, and we finally showed up and I was like, oh my God, we showed up to the hotel. We met up with Nadia, which it sucks that she went there the night before because she went to see a DJ that she really liked perform Friday night. He ended up canceling because his baby mama is like about to pop. So she could have come with us, but it's all right. So we meet up with her. We get to the hotel. It is so cute. And at this point, the girls and I are like, we're kind of exhausted. Like, we only all got like 5 hours of sleep. We've been driving for hours. We had to leave at 6 a.m. you know? So we picked up some 5-hour energy at the gas station. And I've never had one of these before, but I was like, if there's any time to have a 5-hour energy, today is the day. Today is truly the day. So we picked up our 5-hour energies. We get to the hotel. We get into our room and we're like, all right, bitches, it's time to get ready. Oh, it's really not bad. I thought it was gonna be really bitter. Maybe I should try it. Woo! I feel energized. 200 milligrams of caffeine. My eyes are already watering. I think the monster's like 150. Jeez, bro. You know what? I'm already in deep. I'm gonna do the whole thing. This is 155. For a whole can. Woo! Nadia tells us, okay, I have this promoter. She's known this promoter since high school. They went to high school together, and now he's a promoter in Vegas, and he gets her into all the clubs, all the DJ sets, behind, backstage, full bottle service. Like, he is hooking it up, okay? Now, this man plays a pivotal role in the weekend, so I got to give him a name. I'm gonna call him Devin. Devin has us on the guest list for Live Beach Club, which I've never been to. I was just like, oh, Beach Club, let's go. So we're like, all right, ladies, time to cake the faces and put on our little bathing suits. So we're sitting there, we're getting ready, we're listening to EDM. Mind you, I'm not an EDM girly. I'm more of like a Peso Pluma, Bad Bunny girly. But I was like, I can get into this. I can get into that. We finally finished getting ready. It's probably around like 2 o'clock. And we were like, all right, let's go to the club, brothers. And this whole time I was kind of like, I don't think this 5-hour energy is working. Like, I don't know. It's probably placebo, whatever. We get in the elevator of the hotel and I was like, yo, why is my body gyrating? And I was like, oh, it's doing what it's supposed to do. You know, I was just hoping, I was like, man, if I mix this with alcohol, I really hope there's not like an adverse effect. But I was willing to take a risk for the birthday girl. So we pull up to the first club. I have no idea what to expect. I'm truly just walking in blinded. I'm like, whatever. We're on guest list, which basically means we just don't have to pay to get in. So I was like, yes, saving that money that I'm spending to get my fucking door unlocked for $50. But the way you get to the club is by walking through the entire hotel and casino and then getting to like Live Beach Club. Didn't realize we were going to have to do that. So we parked the car in the parking lot. And Miss Birthday Girl is our DD actually because she doesn't drink. So she was good with DDing. So we drove and she's like, I will drive us back. We get into the parking lot and I'm like, oh, we're not just walking right into the club. We have to walk like through the entire hotel. So a little uncomfortable just because there's like families and stuff. And we're literally like bare naked, big booty cheeked out. Like, I was like, sorry guys, sorry. And, so we're walking through this hotel and we just go through this little door basically to get into the beach club and it opens up and immediately you hear there's security everywhere. There's those little spray sprinklers everywhere to cool us little hot beaches down. And we walk in and Nadia walks up to one of the security guards and is like, hey, we're on guest list through, what the fuck did I name him? Devin. She's like, Devin has us on guest list. And we walk in and they're like, okay. So they put a little stamp on our hands. I'm like, yes, I feel important. Let's go. And they're like, ladies, we need to check your bag. And I was like, all right, great. He opens my bag. The man literally opens my bag and like the fury came out of his face. And he pulls out my pack of 5 gum and he goes, no gum, and smacks it down into the trash. And I was like, damn. It's like, what did 5 do to you, brother? Like, are we good here? And the other security guard was like, yo, some girl just stuck a bunch of gum in one of our like ropes, so he's having a real rough time with the gum today. I was like, respect, I get it. I was like, I promise I won't, but can I take a piece for the road? He's like, sure. So I took a piece for the road and I said, thank you. So other than the gum incident, we were in and we walk in and it's bro, this beach club is crazy, okay? There's a pool at the bottom with like the DJ set, but then at the top, there's like balconies with these pools that are like overlooking the entire club. And I was like, oh wow, I feel like I'm in a dream. So the minute we walk in, this guy comes up to one of her friends and was like, hey, do you guys have a table? And he worked there. He was wearing like the outfit of like one of the workers. And we thought Devin hooked it up with a table too. So we are like, no, we're good. We're chilling. We don't need one. We got a table. And so we go to the bathroom and we kind of told Nadia, we were like, yeah, this guy was asking if we had a table, but we were like, no, we got the hookup. And she's like, why did you say that? We do not have a table. He just got us in his guest list. And I was like, oh, okay. So we, with like our tails between our legs, we run back to the guy who asked us, we're like, actually, we don't have a table. But he was very kind. He's like, say less, follow me. So he takes us up these windy stairs by the side of the club. We're walking up. We're like, ooh. We get to the second floor, and he takes us to one of the pool balconies, brother, that I was simping over when I walked in. The minute we walk in, they hand us shots. We're like, oh, let's go. This is Vegas, bro. And it was so nice because like they were so chill. They had the bottle there. They're like, if you want us to make you a drink, we can make you a drink. If you want to pour your own drink, you do you. Like just the treatment immediately was so different than Scottsdale. Like, I'm sorry, I do love Scottsdale, but a lot of the security guards have like something up their ass. And I swear they don't like to see some pretty girls thrive. I swear. Because I just feel like in Scottsdale, they can get a little like disrespectful and like not mean. I don't know, but there's just like a snarkiness to them. Whereas like Vegas, they're treating us like women. Like we need to be treated, okay? So this guy that let us up there, he was one of the workers there, and he told us that basically his job was just to bring girls up to the tables and yada, yada, yada. Homeboy looked just like Chase Stokes. So we were calling him Chase Stokes all night. We were like, Chase Stokes, Chase Stokes. That was not his name. And then, of course, if you know me and you know my lore, I have something with security guards and bartenders. Like they always, they just get me going, like something about them. Maybe it's like the authority that I'm like, oh, but I love him. I love him. And there was a security guard up there and he was so beautiful. So beautiful. I was like, he's cute. But I wasn't going to say anything. I was like, let me be mysterious. Let me be mysterious because we know that doing that works so well for me when I do that. So we're dancing, and I'm telling you, that pool saved my life because if I was not standing in a pool dancing with my drink like this, I would have had a heat stroke. You would have carried me out that club. I would have had a freaking mustache of sweat the entire day. So like that pool really saved me. It saved me, okay? So as we're sitting up in this little, it was like a villa, basically, this little balcony up here. The group next to us was this group of like older men, and they were all wearing hats that said like Live Beach Club. And the girlies that were also in our little balcony area were like, hey, the girlies that were with us were like our age. They went to ASU. Like, they were awesome. I met this girl. I loved her. She was amazing. She was telling me about all her boy problems, how she had like one boy that treated her right. He was sweet. He was kind, but he was kind of short. But then she had one guy that was like tall, dark, and handsome. And he was like a huge asshole, but she loved like hooking up with him. And I was like, are we the same person, ma'am? I was like, you have your fun now, but the shorty is the one that you will end up with. So the girls were like, the guys that are on the balcony next to us are like billionaires. They like own this club basically. And they were celebrating because they had like just reopened or something. I don't really know actually. I could be completely wrong, but they were like celebrating something. And so I was like, oh shit, T. And they were trying to talk to us, but I was like, we're already up here and we already have our own space. I don't need to finesse. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to drink and dance. So it was just so nice because we had this whole balcony to ourselves, this whole pool, and it was just the girls. Like we didn't have to talk to anybody creepy. We didn't have to make conversation to stay up there. Like Chase Stokes just brought us up there and was like, have a good time. So then as we're sitting there, I was like, oh, this security guard is so beautiful. I need to say something to him. And Nadia was like, I'm really thirsty. Like, all they have is alcohol. Like, do they have any water up here? I was like, I've got you, baby girl. Because remember, Nadia's not drinking. So I was like, I got you. I'll get the water. So I walk up to the security guard and I was like, hey, boo-boo. I was like, can we get some water over here? Just like bottled water. And this was the only weird thing that I noticed was when I was talking to him, when he was looking at my eyes, he was like back and forth. And I was like, do I really look that turned? Like maybe my eyes were going like sideways and he was like, wow, this girl is so turned. Like this girl is so drunk. She needs to get it together. But I was like, in the moment when he was looking back and forth, I was like, am I really that beautiful? Like, it's so stupid, but I was like, oh my God, he's like lost in my eyes. And now I'm like, no, girl, you were like 2 shots and 3 mixers in. He was probably like, wow, her eyes are going north, east, southwest. She needs to figure it out. But I was like, do you have any water? And he's like, yeah, I can go check for you. And I was like, oh, I did it. I did it. I talked to him. But that was the only conversation we had. The billionaires leave, and one of the girls was like, yo, the billionaires just left, and they left all this fucking food over there. So, you know damn well we went over there and had a mukbang. And then as I'm sitting there filming my little mukbang, I was taking a bite of my chicken strip and the freaking security guard walked by. And you can see the terror on my face where I like got so embarrassed, but then I was like, nah, fuck this. Like I'm gonna be myself. I'm a film. After all of these shenanigans happened, it was time to go. So as we're walking out, we walk past the security guards, the one who really had like a conniption over my pack of gum. And I see that they have almost like a little lost and found. And I made a comment and I was like, hey, you're the man. You're the one who took my gum. He's like, oh, do you want it back? Are one of these yours? I look in the lost and found and I found a pack of gum and I was like, yep, that's mine. Knowing damn well he threw mine away, but I was like, I'm gonna get something back. I deserve to have this back. So I took a random pack of like Orbit, and my friends were like, girl, what if that's like laced in drugs? I'm like, I don't think it would be. We're fine. We get back to the hotel and we're like, all right, let's rest. Let's rest before this nighttime excursion because we know it's going to get crazy, okay? The nighttime was the reason that we came there for, because the reason we wanted to go on this weekend was because our boo-boo, Acraze, was going to be performing that night at Acraze, which is a nightclub I think at the Wynn. And we go way back with Acraze, bro. Let me tell you. So Acraze came and performed at my day club in Scottsdale early, maybe like back in May. I can't remember, a couple months ago. We were hooked. Like him and his team brought us up behind the DJ booth.
All my ladies, pop your backs with it. Drop with it, drop with it, lean with it, rock with it, stop with it.
You know what, ladies? If a DJ ever invites you behind the DJ booth, go. Fuck what these men have to say about, if the girl's in the DJ booth, bro, leave her on red, like, blah. I'm like, yeah, do it, because she's living her hot girl summer. And it's just, the men really wish they could be behind the DJ booth. They do. And so embrace it. If you get brought back there, embrace it, live life, dance, like do what you got to do. So he brought us back behind at this like day club in Scottsdale. We got to chat with him after. Like he was great. Love that man. His real name's Charlie. I still feel weird calling him Charlie. I'm like, that's a craze. We all have a crush on this man, but Nadia especially, this is her boo-boo. So we were like, we are going to see your boo-boo tonight. Like, let's go. So we go back to the hotel. We order some Din Tai Fung. We take a nap. And then it's time to get ready. It's time to get ready, bro. And as we're getting ready, I didn't realize too that like Vegas is a different type of breed, all right? Vegas, their night starts at like 11:30 p.m. where I'm like, that's when the eyes get droopy. That's when I start yawning. That's when my night could start coming to an end. So I'm getting ready, and then all of a sudden, one of Nadia's friends was like, guys, my boyfriend just texted me, and he said that Cody Ko is opening for Acraze tonight. Let me intervene here. I just watched the Tana Mojo canceled episode where she talked about what went down with her and Cody Ko. And let me tell you, this whole fangirly thing happened before I knew any of that happened. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt because I'm a little icked out by him now. To be truthful, it just sucks. Like, I watch this guy on YouTube every day and now I'm like, God, why they all gotta be freaks, bro? So everything I'm saying, take it with a grain of salt because I just became enlightened, okay? All right? And you know my YouTube watching, loving, sucking it all in ass was like, Cody Ko? Cody Ko? Bro? So I was tweaking. I was like, there's no fucking way. Cody Ko is opening for him. And she was like, yeah, bro, he's opening at XS tonight. I was like, I was more excited about him than Acraze, okay? So we take our little asses to the win. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never give it up. Every time I step up in a building, everybody's hands go up.
Go in that side.
And they stay down. Up, down, up, down. All I do is win, win, win. All I do is win. All they do is win. And so our homeboy Devin, don't forget about Devin, all right? He was our promoter that night, was actually going to meet us there that night and had a table for us. He guest listed us and he got us a table. So I was like, wow, Devin is really hooking it up. Okay, I see Devin. We were like, all right, we're going to meet Devin in the flesh and thank him for our little beach club experience because him and Chase Stokes really hooked it up for the day. We're in line for the club and it's inside this hotel and you could hear the music and I was like, oh, I'm getting excited. And of course, we show up to the security line. They check my bag. They grab my Orbit and they toss that shit. They're like, no. Some girlies were like, they were like, no. Like a lot of girls like spit it out on our carpets and it ruins our carpets. I'm like, damn, y'all have got some beef with the gum here. Like I've never had that issue in Scottsdale, but also they don't have like carpeted clubs. So I get it. So I was like, can I take one for the road? I took one for the road again. And I was like, okay, here we go. So we finally get through. Okay, and we're walking into this club, and it is a movie, dude. And the minute we walk in, they're announcing Cody Ko, and I was like, so my eyes are glued to the stage. They're glued, bro. But then Devin walks up to us and he was like, hey, ladies, we get to meet Devin. But Devin can tell, like, I'm locked in. So I was like, hey, Devin, nice to meet you. Thank you for everything you've done. He's like, all right, y'all follow me. So Devin walks us through the club and he takes us, like, behind the DJ booth, kind of. But, like, it's at a table behind the booth. So we're not up close and personal. But I was scoping. Like, oh my God. And I'm looking at the stage and I see Cody, he's doing his first song. I see Kelsey, she's wearing like a little bun and I was like, oh my God, it's Kelsey. I did feel like a freak though, because I recognized like his producer and like a lot of his film people were there too. And I was like, oh my God, it's all of them. So, but we're back there, but we're like behind the stage. So I can't really see him that well. Like I can see the back of his head, but I was like, this is not the ideal spot. So we're there for probably about like 10 minutes and Devin introduces us to one of his coworkers. I think his coworker's job is basically to like bring the girlies to different tables if they look empty. So this guy was like, hey, do you guys want to go to a table inside that's like right in front of the stage? I was like, yes. So he walks us into the club. We're going through the crowds, whatever. And we get to this table. And I feel like the treatment there for women is so much better. Like the security guard like moves out of the way. He holds my hand and helps me get up to on top of the table or on top of the booth. And I just start dancing. I'm like, yes. I can see Cody. I can see him like right in front of me. I can see all his people. I see Kelsey. I'm like, I did feel kind of bad because apparently we were supposed to like entertain the guys at the table, but I was like, bro, my man's Cody Ko is like performing. I can't really focus. But when I tell you they feed you at these tables, dude, they feed you, okay? They brought a tray of shots and we took it. They're like, all right, another one, another. I was like, are we gonna be okay? Like, we probably took like 5 shots at this table, but I think they were watered down with like juice because I didn't feel it too much. And as we're sitting there, I'm watching Cody perform and I was like, who is that shirtless man next to him? Like, there was literally a shirtless dude in the DJ booth just like running around, like running amok, being kind of crazy. I was like, who is this dude? Bro, it was fucking Ryan Garcia. And I was like, ooh, scary energy, like scary ass energy. That man's, there's something about him that I don't fuck with. Like, his fights are entertaining, whatever. He's a performer, he's an entertainer, but he has a dark energy that I just don't. Devin's friend who brought us to that table, we're going to call him Enrique. It was something like, I think his name might have been Enrique low key, but we're going to call him Enrique. Enrique's there with us. He's taking shots with us and we're like keyking, and Devin's at the table still behind the stage. So like they were really like 2-teaming it. They were like, we're going to take him there. That sounds wrong. But so after this table, then Nadia was like, I feel bad. We just like left Devin at the other table. And I was like, we do what you want to do. You want to go back there? We go back there. So we go back to the table behind there. We see Devin. And he starts telling me some tea about the people that come to that club. And I will not repeat the name of, let's just say there is an A-list couple that goes there. And the man, let's just say he's like not the most faithful. And he be big booty cheeked up on the weekends when he's not with his girlie. And he's there all the time with, this is alleged, all right? But genuinely, I cannot say their names because I'm so scared of both fan bases that I'm like, no. But this is all alleged. But apparently this man is like not faithful and like is constantly big booty cheeked up with different women. So I'm like, oh, interesting. And so as we're behind stage, then Enrique comes back. He's like, do y'all want to go to a different table? And I was like, sure, Enrique. But at this point, I felt like we were being paraded around a little bit. Like they were just taking us to different tables. So they take us to this table behind the stage on the other side. And it's like, he was like, oh, these are like NBA players. Like they bought the table, whatever, like just show them a good time. And I was like, okay. So we go back there. I have no idea who these dudes are. Like they told us their name, but I was like, I don't know who you are. I don't watch sports. But apparently it was like 2 NBA players. And we're dancing, but they're stiff as a board, dude. They're just sitting there. They're not talking. Like, honestly, I didn't engage in any conversation with them because I could tell they were hard to talk to. So I'm just dancing, whatever. This guy taps me and he was trying to like hype up his friend. He was like, hey, yo, this guy right next to me, he was on Dancing with the Stars. And I was like, bro, the vibe of that table was everyone was trying to like prove how cool they were. And I was like, listen, very impressive, love. But I was like, you're not going to get me with a Dancing with the Stars bit, you know? So I looked at him, I said, brother, we are under the stars. Now let's dance. So I started dancing and he did. He got down, he started dancing, but the Dancing with the Stars dude just sat there all stiff. I was like, bro, I know you got eliminated week 2. Give a little, right? Like, I'm not going to come here and create the conversation, create the energy, like, y'all got to give something, which they did. They gave us shots, which I was like, but then Nadia looks at me and she goes, Serena, Cody's about to get off stage. If we go back to Devin's table, he's going to walk by us. And I was like, okay. So we go back to Devin's table. We were probably at the NBA table for like 3 minutes max because they were stiff as hell and boring as hell. But you know what? I'm not judging because sometimes people have an off night. Maybe they were having an off night, all right? Let people live. So we go back to our table and I see Cody get off stage and I was like, oh shit. But he was too far to say anything. So I just got to watch him walk off. And right when he walked off stage, they went to this like private table right on the side. And so I was like, man, I can't say nothing to him. He's at a private table. It's like guarded by security guards. So I was like, whatever. But since Cody Ko was getting off, we knew Acraze was about to get on. Acraze is about to walk on. And Nadia looks at Devin and was like, yo, we really want to get up on the DJ booth with Acraze. He's like, all right, give me a second. I'll make it happen. So he goes, he does this thing, whatever. And he's like, all right, guys, I'm going to go anyways, but I'll get you up on stage and then I'm going to clock out for the night. And we were like, What a true homie. Like, Devin really hooked it up. He said, I'm going to give you all the goods and I'm going to leave. And I said, that's right. I said, that's right, brother. Thank you. Devin walks all of us up to stage. We're like in a little line. Me and the girlies, we're walking up to the DJ booth, up to the stage. And as we're walking up to the stage, we're walking by Cody's table. And I was like, I've got to say something. This is I can't keep like losing these opportunities. I've got to say something. So we're walking by his table and I look at him and I make eye contact with him. And I was like, this is the time. This is the time. And I go, Cody! And he like looks back at me. And this is so stupid. Like, I was explaining this to my dad and he was like, yeah, you're kind of a loser. But Cody has a training channel where he like runs marathons and like trains for marathons. And it's called Cody Trains. And his little saying is always choo choo. So I was like, I gotta let him know that I'm like an OG. You know what I'm saying? So after he looks at me, I go, choo choo. Yeah, okay, guys, I know, it's stupid, okay? Don't roast, listen, honestly, roast me for it because it's so stupid. Like, but I was like, I need him to know I'm different. And like, I watch his training channel, like I'm in deep. And the thing was, it was so loud and it was so like spur of the moment. He didn't really realize what I was saying. So he thought I was just like, hey, Cody, like, let's dance. So he just like looked at me and was like, and looked away. Oh God, oh God, it was so embarrassing because I was like, no, I wasn't trying to like get him to dance. I was like, choo choo, like I watch your running channel, bro. Yeah, he didn't get it and he didn't hear it, but whatever. So as we get on stage, I was just like, almost got him. But we get on stage, we're right behind Acraze. And it was so cute because Nadia really like loves this man. And he like turned around and recognized her and like dabbed her up. I was like, yep. That's my girl. That's my girl. That's my girl. And so we're on there, we're dancing. And then all of a sudden this guy walks past me and he was like, oh, excuse me. Like he was really nice about it. He was like, excuse me. I was like, yeah, for sure. And he walks up onto the stage and I was like, who is that? And everybody was like, oh my God, that's Alesso. He is a beautiful man, and not like beautiful in like the hot sense, beautiful in like he had a beautiful aura. And apparently him and his girlie were there that night celebrating the fact that they just gotten engaged. So I was like, love. This is where the night gets interesting for me, all right? So we're sitting there and Acraze is playing and we're like, bounce with it, rock with it, ring with it. Like so much was happening that night, bro. I was like, where's Ryan Garcia? I just embarrassed myself in front of Cody Ko. Alesso's here. His wife is here. Acraze is going. And it's like 3 a.m. So my brain is like rotted. I'm like, okay, I'm tired. So on this DJ stage, around the stage is like a rectangle basically, as most stages are. And on the perimeter of the rectangle, there's like an elevated surface that you can sit on. And I was like, dude, I'm so tired. I've been wearing heels for hours. Like I need to sit. So I tell the girlies, I'm like, I'm going to go sit up on like the perimeter. And when you're sitting up there, you can see everything. So I was like, don't worry, you'll be able to see me. Like, we'll be fine. So I walk up to this elevated surface and it's probably at like my chest level. It's pretty high up. But I was like, whatever, I'm strong. I can get myself up there. So these girls are sitting there and there was a space in between them. And I was like, hey, can I come sit in between you guys? They're like, sure, girl, get up here. So I'm about to hoist myself up. And I give myself one big push and I go, and I failed. And literally the top, my torso just went, and I'm laying there. This is my ass. My ass is out on the fucking DJ booth. And I'm just laying there flat like, oh, I didn't make it. And they immediately were like, somebody help her up. They grabbed this guy and they're like, you help her up. Like, help her up right now. And when I tell you, I felt light as a feather because he literally, not even a second thought, just grabbed me and whoop, pushed me right up there. And I was like, oh my God, I'm literally 80 pounds. Because when I looked at him, I was like, I don't know, he's kind of a shorty. I don't know if he can lift me up. Nope, he whoop, right up. And I was like, Thank you, sir. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, finally my feet, like they feel good. And me and one of the other girlies that I came with were sitting up there and we're just kind of bobbing our heads. Like we were tired. It was probably like 3:30, 4 a.m. at this point, and he's about to finish up his set. And everyone in the DJ booth was like, afters, afters, afters. I was like, okay, yeah. Which I just kind of learned what afters is, but it's basically like the after the club, like wherever you go. To me, that's called bed. I go to bed after the club. I'm not trying to club after the club. Like, I'm tired. So Acraze finishes his set, and he kind of like looks around at everybody. He's like, afters, let's go. And we're like, shit. So I'm sitting next to this other girl, and she looks at me and she was like, are you guys going to the afters? And I was like, I don't know, are you? She's like, yes. I was like, okay. And honestly, knowing Miss Nadia, I was like, it's her birthday. We're going to do whatever she wants. If she wants to go to afters, we're going to afters. If she wants to go to bed, we're going to bed. But she looked at me and she goes, afters. So I was like, okay, we're doing this. So I get down from the booth, and me and this girl that I was sitting next to, I'm going to call her Aaliyah. Because honestly, I keep forgetting. I don't even remember her name, but Aaliyah like kind of sounds like, it feels right. So Aaliyah and I were sitting there and we're like chatting, whatever. And I was like, yeah, let's go to afters together. And I can't even remember what we were like talking about, but she was like, okay, you're my girl tonight. Like we are going to kiki it up. I was like, yes. So we're like holding hands and we're like, let's go, let's go. And we're like following Acraze, like rounded all of us up. He's like, get in. He's like, we got a bus. We're going to afters. Let's go. So as me and her are walking to this bus, we're chatting, and she was kind of telling me about like all of her recent surgeries she's gotten because she just transitioned from male to female. So I was like, oh my God, T, like tell me about it. She'd just gotten her boobs done and they looked incredible. I was like, oh, somebody did you right. And she was telling me about all the upcoming surgeries she was going to have. And I was just intrigued. I was like, oh my God, tell me more. And I was like, yeah, I think like I've thought about getting a nose job before. And she's like, oh girl. This is the thing. I didn't know she was about to beat me the fuck down right here. And I probably shouldn't have said that I wanted to get a nose job because it kind of like opened the door for that conversation. But I was like, yeah, I've thought about it, but like, whatever. She's like, oh girl, you should get one. And I was like, well, I don't know. I've like thought about it, but like, I don't really care enough to get one. She goes, no, honestly, girl, like, you are so pretty. Like, your eyes are so pretty. You have a good jawline. Like, seriously, if you got that nose done, you'd be a 10 out of 10. And I was like, okay. I was like, thank you, but I don't know what to say. And I was like, yeah, but it's also like, it's a part of my like dad's side of the family. Like all the Hinojosas kind of have like that bigger nose, and like, it's just kind of like the Hinojosa nose. Like, I don't want to, like it's a part of my face, my culture, whatever. And she was like, no, bitch, don't let anybody tell you that. Like, she's like, people would tell me that, and like, fuck that. Just get it done. You're going to look so cute, so hot. Like, you already got the face for it. That's the last thing you need. And I was like, damn, okay, I didn't ask you to eat my ass up. It was more just like, I've thought about it. But she was like, no, you need to get it done because like, it's the one thing that's like an eyesore on your face. I was like, shit. And she literally texted me her surgeon's Instagram. I've got it. I'll put a screenshot. He lives in Turkey, though. I was like, I did know some girlies at ASU that would go to Turkey and get nose jobs, which they came out looking amazing. But it's like not something that's on my mind enough for me to want to like pull the trigger. Like, I don't look in the mirror and be like, oh, the one thing ruining my face is my nose. Like, yes, it's big. I've got a big nose, okay? But I don't think about it enough to be like, I'm going to spend thousands of dollars to like fix this and recovery and whatever. Now, let me tell you, if I could snap my fingers and my nose was like, whoop, with a nice little bridge, sure. But like, nah. But damn, it was literally 4 a.m. I was pretty drunk and I was like, kind of in my head, I was like, damn, am I really, like, is this the one thing like holding me back? Is this why the bartender won't fully pull the triggers? Because I got a big old honker? So me and her, I'm like holding hands with her and I'm like, I think this bitch likes me, but I can't tell if she likes me because she's told me I got a big ass nose. But you know what? It's like one of those people you need in your life who's going to tell you like the hard truths where I'm like, yeah, I probably do need one, but like, I'm not going to get one. And if she's already pulled the trigger on all of these other surgeries, it's probably like nothing to her, but I'm like, I haven't touched my body with like surgery yet, so that's a big step. But love her, appreciate her for that hard truth, Sometimes you need it. So we're walking to the bus, and Acraze is like, get on the bus, let's go, afters. We get on this bus, and I'm exhausted, bro. So I'm like I'm posted up on this bus, just like kind of zoning out, and everybody else is like, shots Shots, shots.
Hey, reporting live from the bang bus. Okay. Hey. In line, dude. Hey, where the fuck are we?
But then we're driving and it's like 20 minutes later. I was like, where the fuck are we going, bro? And we pull into this little spot and it says Red Rock Country Club. I was like, I know about this. I know about it. Tana Mojo talks about the Red Rock. Like, we're all the way at the Red Rock? Like, what? And from what she said, like, I don't know if good things happen at the Red Rock. Sorry, I had to close the window. It's too damn hot. It's too damn hot to be staring into the sun like this, bro. Like, I need, So we pull into this Red Rock area or whatever, and I was like, where the F are we? I look, and we are about 30 minutes away from our car. I was like, oh, great. I don't know where the fuck we are, but this is great. We pull up to this mansion. When I tell you, this is the biggest home I have ever seen, okay? We pull up to this mansion, and I can't even explain, just like the size of it, I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, there was a bowling alley in there. There was a spa room. There was a gym. There was everything you could ever imagine. But I'm exhausted at this point. I really wasn't socializing. I was just kind of chilling. So me and Aaliyah, I was like, I really gotta pee, bro. Like, I really, really, really gotta pee. And so we go into the bathroom, just me and her, and I start peeing, and she pulls out her contact case. And there was a substance in the contact case that wasn't contacts, basically. And I was kind of just like, I was so out of it. I was like, what is she doing? And then she was like, I need a pick-me-up. I was like, oh shit. And she's like, girl, do you want some? And I was like, no, I'm good. Cause I'm too scared. I'm so scared of that stuff. And like, what if it's lace? What if it's whatever? I was like, no, I'm good. Mind you, I'm peeing. I'm still like, I'm in a very vulnerable situation right now. I'm peeing. And she was like, girl, it's okay. Like, it's fine. It's fine. It's just going to give you some energy. Like, it'll wake you up. And I was like, no, I'm scared. I literally was like, I'm scared. Like, I can't. I don't want to. And she was like, girl, it's fine. Homegirl takes her spoon, puts it up to my nostril. And she's like, just do it. It's fine. It's fine. And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm really good, Aaliyah. Like, I love you, girl. I know you just roasted the fuck out of my nose. I love you. But like, no, I'm good. And she's like, okay, it's fine. She's like, it's literally just going to wake you up. And I'm like, okay, but if it's laced with anything, like, is it worth it to have like 15 minutes of energy to potentially die of a fentanyl overdose? I don't think so. So we finished up our little bathroom charades, whatever. And then I was like, I'm tired. I just need to sit outside. So we sat outside under the stars, whatever. And then all of a sudden these girlies come out. They were like in their 40s. And she looks at me and she goes, we need to leave. The sun is coming up. She's 40. Her husband's wondering where she is. And we lost our bag of Smarties. Okay, they lost their bag of Smarties and they didn't want the dog there to eat it and go cray. So she was like, can you help us find our bag of Smarties? And I was like, sure. So I'm looking around for the Smarties. We do not see the Smarties. And then they were like, girl, we got a limo heading home. We're going back to the strip if you want to come with us. And I was like, oh, we don't have to pay for an Uber? Like, yes, we'll take the limo with you. So I find my girlies and I'm like, hey, y'all want to get in this limo with these girls? But then it started getting weird where they were like, oh, you're going to have to tip the driver $10 and all of this. And I was like, actually, y'all are strangers. I don't want to tip a driver to take us somewhere that we're not even, like, yes, we need to go to the strip, but it's not even going to take us to our car. We'd still have to call another Uber. So I was like, you and your smarty asses, you take that limo. You enjoy it. I'm going to take an Uber home. It was like 5 a.m. at this point. I was like, we need to go. The afters have aftered. And like, it wasn't even that crazy. Like, people were just chilling and they were at the bar. Like, there was a little mini bar downstairs. They were like making drinks. People were just like chatting and whatever. Like, it really was not that crazy besides like all the Smarties stuff that was really happening to me. I was like, bro, what is following me? Get away. It wasn't worth it to go, but I feel like if we didn't go, we would have had it in our mind to be like, oh, like we should have, or what if? So we get back to our car and the sun is coming up. And I was like, uh-oh, this about to make me go into a spiral, bro. Like, coming home when the sun is coming up, like, that is just a recipe for, like, spiral, anxiety, depression. Like, we need to get our asses home. So we finally get back to our car. And as we're getting into our car, there's a group of guys on top of this same parking lot at 6 a.m. And they're like, hey, yo, lady, like trying to get our attention. And we're like, Homeboy starts running at us to try to get us to like come over to them. And so we're like, get in the car, lady, get in the car, get in the car. So we run in the car, we lock the doors, and we speed out of that bitch. And then we got back to the hotel, slept for maybe 4 hours. And then we got up around like 10:30 and we had to head back. We had to get home. So we got back on the road maybe around like 1. And I was back in Arizona next day. I hope when the videos will give you a little better picture of what I'm explaining. But all of that to say, I'm hooked. I love Vegas. I want to go back. I literally wanted to go back this last weekend. And I will go back because my boo-boo, okay, Acraze is Nadia's boo-boo. My boo-boo, Disco Lines, is going to be performing in July. So I'm going to go back for him. I'm going back for him. But I want to, like, Vegas was just so fun, y'all. And I felt like they do treat the girlies right there, okay? These Scottsdale security guards and whatever sometimes just have the biggest stick up their ass and, like, love to have, like, that power trip. Not in Vegas. I mean, maybe in Vegas. I literally went to one club and I was like, everyone in Vegas is amazing. But they just treated us right, okay? I felt like I was... Honestly, if I could be there this weekend, this all happened last weekend. If I could go again this weekend, I would have. But I don't want to overdo it because it's such a good thing. I don't want to like do it too much and get sick of it. But I would be there this weekend if I could be. And I'm going to leave it at that. It was a great weekend. It was a crazy. And I'm going back very soon. And I'm bringing all my girlies with us because they need to experience what that was like. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Also, if you're my age, if you're a girl, if you're a guy, whoever, we're only young and hot once. Like, take advantage of it right now because I'm realizing that, like, this, when I get old and raggedy, I'm not going to be treated this way when I go to a Vegas beach club. Like, to be truthful, I'm just being real with myself. So take advantage of these times now. Go on a weekend trip with your girlfriends. Like, if you are broke, figure out, like, I don't have the money to be dropping like bags in Vegas. Like, we figured it out. Like, just trust. Like, go in on a hotel with your girls, drive somewhere, just split the gas. Like, make it cheap and easy, but just do something fun to like get you out. Because these experiences, like, I'm never gonna forget this weekend. It was so much fun. And I want to take every single one of my girlfriends with me to experience this exact thing. So thank you, Nadia. Thank you to Devin for hooking it up. Like, Devin really like is the reason we had a lot of these experiences. So love you, Devin. Thank you, Acraze, for bringing us to the afters. It was a great time. No thank you to Cody Ko after what I heard, what he be doing with Tana Mojo. So, but damn. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. And plan a trip. Plan a trip with your girlies. Go to Vegas. Go have a good time. Get in cahoots with a promoter. You can literally just like look them up on TikTok, like Vegas promoter, DM them. Get yourself taken care of, okay? Get yourself taken care of because this is what you deserve, okay? Okay. All right, I love y'all. I'm sweating. I'm like literally sweating sitting in my apartment right now. So I'm going to go turn the AC on, but I hope y'all have a beautiful, beautiful summer, beautiful rest of your day. I'm coming back with more story times. I have so much juice to give, so I'm going to give it. Love y'all.